Our regularly scheduled programming will not be seen this afternoon so that we can bring you the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Houston Astros. The pregame show is brought to you by Hoover. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. Now, here's Neil Hartman.
Happy Mother's Day. I'm Neil Hartman. Welcome to the pregame show. This afternoon, the Phillies will try to complete a three-game sweep of the Astros. On the mound for Houston will be left-hander Mike Hampton, who is 1-1. Here's Astros skipper Terry Collins on Hampton.
Well, Mike Hampton's got a fastball, above-average fastball. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, and we're very high on him. We took him up. We put him in the bullpen last year because we felt we needed another left-hander. But he's a four-pitch pitcher. He's got a good complement of pitches. They're all average major league pitches, and we think that he'd be a much better starter because of the four pitches.
Going for the Phillies today will be right-hander Paul Quantrill, who is seeking his third win of the young season. Quantrill has walked only 2 batters in over 17 innings of work. Last night at the Astrodome, the Phillies won for the 9th time in their last 10 outings, 7-5 over the Astros. And in the ball game to start it off in the second inning, it would be Lenny Dykstra with 2 outs, 2-run single to right. Charlie Hayes and Kevin Stocker score. The Phils go up 2-0. Bottom of the second, Scott Service off David West. Bases loaded double. Clears the bases, and the Astros have a 3-2 advantage. David West yanked by manager Jim Fregosi. West says, I feel fine, but he was gone in the second inning. Top of the fourth, Charlie Hayes, RBI, triple to right center field. Jim Eisenreich scores, ties it up at 4. Clutch 2-out hit by Jim Eisenreich in the 5th inning. It's an RBI single up the middle. Puts the Phillies back out in front 5-4 as Mickey Morandini scores. But here's the heads-up play of the game. Pedro Martinez throws the first. Kevin Stocker, meanwhile, at third, steals home, and the Phillies have a 6-4 lead. Heathcliff Slocum gave up his first run of the season in the 9th. Craig Biggio with the RBI single, but Slocum does pick up his 7th save to lead the National League. Ricky Bottalico, first Major League win. The 12-4 Phillies, best record in baseball, won it by a final of 7-5. 2.5 games behind the Phillies in the National League East are the Montreal Expos, who won for the 3rd straight time yesterday in New York. And the hitting star was Mike Lansing. In the 7th inning, the Expos, with Lansing's RBI double, take a 1-0 lead. Devon White, who was running on the play, scores. Then it would be in the 8th inning. Guess who? Mike Lansing, 3-run homer off Doug Henry. Gives the Expos a 6-1 lead at that point. That was your final 6-1 Montreal. Pedro Martinez now 3-0. Lansing, for the 2nd straight game, hits a 3-run home run. In the National League, the Cubs shut out San Diego 5-0. It was San Francisco over Pittsburgh, Florida 8 and Colorado 2, Atlanta over Cincinnati 9-6, and it was St. Louis 3 and Los Angeles 2. Over in the American League, the Red Sox and Yankees are tied for first in the East after Boston took care of New York 6-4 yesterday at Fenway. And in the 3rd inning, Bucky Showalter watched the American League leading home run hitter Mo Vaughn. He went 3 for 4, including his 8th dinger of the season. Gives Boston a 3-0 lead. There were back-to-back home runs in that inning. Philly native Vaughn Eshelman had a no-hitter into the 6th, but Jim Leyrit's 3-run blast, that is the first run given up this season by the rookie Eshelman, who does pick up his 3rd win of the season, was yanked by Kevin Kennedy after giving up just 1 hit. But Eshelman now 3-0 as the Yankees lose to the Red Sox by a final of 6-4. It was Baltimore over Cleveland 6-1. Toronto hammered Milwaukee 10-0. Oakland over Minnesota 13-5. Texas 5, Detroit 3 was Kansas City 4 and California 2, and Seattle over the White Sox by a final of 6-5. New feature on the pregame show this season involves you, the fans. Each show we will present a baseball issue that we would like you to respond to, just like Bill Holtzheimer did in our last pregame show. Bill responded to our question whether Major League umpires should make more money than the President of the United States. Bill said the answer is undoubtedly no. The umpires have strived to become part of the entertainment and many times seem to provoke confrontation. Bill from Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. Well, congratulations, Bill, for reading your response on the air. You will receive 2 tickets to an upcoming Phillies game, PHL 17 hat and T-shirt. And we want to thank all of you who responded to our question. Here's your chance this week to give your opinions in our online drives question. On Friday night, for the first time in Major League history, the Astros gave away all of their tickets to the Phillies game. That's almost 55,000 tickets. But surprisingly, only 31,000 people showed up. If you had a chance for free tickets, would you show up? Now, if you want to respond to our question, do it by fax machine at 215-878-3737. If you're hooked up to the computer email system, you can reach us at WPHLsports@AOL.com. And by regular mail, write to the Phillies Baseball, WPHL TV, 5001 Winfield Avenue in Philadelphia, 19131. Now, all responses must be in by the close of business tomorrow to be eligible for the prize. Be as thoughtful as you can, and be sure to give us your name, address, and phone number on the response. Well, coming up next, we will head out to the ballpark. The pregame show is sponsored in part by Nationwide Insurance Enterprise. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Drexel Hill is Bernie Carr.
Life is a game, play it at resorts.
Life is a game, play it at resorts, dining, shows, the indoor. Life is a game, play it at resorts, dining, shows, the indoor sports. What a place to play, Merv Griffin's Resorts. Life is a game, play it at resorts, dining, shows, the indoor sports. What a place to play, Merv Griffin's Resorts.
I can't remember the last time we had dinner together. Tonight's going to be different. No TV. We'll be civilized. We're going to sit down as a family and have a real meal. Pass the potatoes, please. Sure. Maybe we'll even say thank you. Oh, you're welcome. No phone calls. Nobody leaves until I'm done. Thanks, Mom. It'll be lovely.
It's everything a meal should be, and only $12.99. Now get a whole Colonel's Rotisserie Gold Chicken, your choice of 3 large side items and 4 biscuits for just $12.99.
History has proven the Accord to be a sound investment. For a limited time, we're making it sound even better. Save $900 on an option package that includes a Honda 6-disc CD changer and a Honda in-dash cellular phone. But these specially equipped Accord EXs are limited, so see your Honda dealer soon, because if history is any judge, these Accords won't be around very long. Also for a limited time, 2.9% financing on the Accord EX.
I'm Harry Callis at the Astrodome, the third and final game of this series with the Houston Astros, and our special guest today is Phillies pitcher Curt Schilling, who was off to a 3-0 start. Big win on Friday night with 8 strikeouts, and Curt, it looks like you're using that splitter to real good advantage this year.
Well, it's a pitch that you don't have to throw a lot in the bullpen to like your curveball and slider to get working well, and it's a pitch I didn't throw until probably my last outing in spring training, because it doesn't take me a lot of work to throw the pitch, so it comes quicker than all my other pitches. So yeah, I am using it quite a bit because it's a change of speed for me, and it's a pitch I can keep down for the most part.
Struck out Craig Biggio and now Jeff Bagwell on that pitch. And is it a pitch you're using more now?
Well, I am right now, yeah, because like I said, because of the control that I have with it, and because of what it does. It sets up my fastball, too. It allows me to move my fastball up and down in the strike zone. When I throw that splitter, for the most part, it's down the zone, and I come in with a high fastball and try and get a real similar look with my arm.
Curt, number 1 pitcher. You have to set the stage for the starting rotation as number 1, and you also face the opposition's best. You faced Hill, Rijo, Maddox, and Drabek. Are you comfortable with that role?
I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy coming in and pitching the first game of a road trip against the other team's big boy, because, I mean, really, you go on a road trip, your first game or two kind of sets a tone for the road trip. You get off to a good start, and if you have a bad game at home like we did the other day and we finished that homestand with, and, you know, you get that first one on the road, that first day you get that bad taste out of your mouth from the bad loss, and then you really kind of can get yourself on a roll.
Your control has been excellent.
Well, you know, I told Johnny the other day I walked 3 guys this year, and I've thrown 3 strikes, all 3 guys that I've walked. But I feel good. I don't feel like I'm going to throw a ball when I'm on the mound. Honest to goodness, I get up there and I throw, and I don't ever think about throwing a ball. I'm trying to get guys out as quick as I possibly can and as early in the count as I can. And that was probably the most disappointing thing about the other day, is the 127 pitch count. I've really worked hard to keep my pitch count down, and, you know, that's the direction we're trying to head this year.
Thanks, Curt. Good luck.
Thank you.
Curt Schilling, Phillies pitcher, who is off to a 3-0 start. The Phillies also, as a team, off to a great start. And a key run in last night's game came in an unusual way, a steal of home. Colleague Andy Musser is with Kevin Stocker to talk about that steal of home.
Thanks, Harry. It was quite a play. Let's talk to Kevin Stocker about it. Stock, third base coach Larry Boa, did he set it up for you?
Yeah, in fact, the pitch before he had mentioned to me, since I was getting such a large walking lead, he said, hey, you know, if you can read it and go ahead and go, take a chance. And fortunately enough, it was right after that, right after Larry had said something, he went over to Mickey, and so I had a chance to do it.
All right, let's have a chance to look at the play. Now, you're already gone.
At this point, I'm just trying to reach the front of the plate. Their catcher was a little bit late getting out from behind the box, behind the plate. As you can see, I went for the front, just snuck under the throw there.
Do you think had Bagwell made a terrific throw from first that he would have gotten you?
It had been a perfect throw right to the front of the plate. I think the catcher was so late getting out front. I think I kind of caught him off by surprise there. But my jump was such a good jump. Fortunately, I beat it.
Was the key to the play the fact that Pedro Martinez, the pitcher, didn't throw the ball hard to first?
Well, yeah, he had an 0-2 count on Greg, so I knew if he went to first, it was just going to be kind of a lob throw. After that play, obviously, he would pick over a couple more times. He was throwing the ball a lot harder, so that was kind of the key to the play, yeah.
And you had your first stolen base earlier in the same inning.
Yeah, I decided to be a little bit more aggressive this time on the base paths. I haven't been getting on a lot, so when I get on, I do what I can to contribute. So fortunately, I had the opportunities this time.
Kevin Stocker, later in our pregame show, Heathcliff Slocum, saved later in the National League. He'll be along with Neil.
May is an exciting month on PHL 17. Catch exclusive Flyers playoff action. And the Phillies are back. There's all new episodes of your favorite WB comedies. And all new Babylon 5, Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, Renegade, and Forever Night. Catch blockbuster movies like Back to the Future, Pale Rider, and Point Break. It's all in May on PHL 17.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
Now high traffic areas clean up quickly with the Hoover Steam Vac. It's not a vacuum cleaner. It washes and extracts dirt and stains. Yet it's as easy to use as an upright cleaner. Deep cleaning, forward and back.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Last Saturday, my wife Lisa and I went shopping. We're not paying any attention. That's when it hit me. What would happen to our family if Lisa weren't around anymore?
Well, recently I've been trying to get Dave and Lisa to review their life insurance.
We then called Kim. She's our nationwide insurance agent.
Lisa now has the life insurance she needs.
Sometimes I think about what almost happened. But thanks to Kim, I don't worry about what might happen.
Nationwide is on your side.
In a few minutes, it'll be the Phillies and the Astros from Houston. This is Jim Fergosi's 15th year as a manager, 3 Major League clubs and 1 AAA. Before that, he played 18 years in the big leagues. He was a 4-sport star at Serra High School, south of San Francisco, before starting his baseball career. He's a private man who, at 53 years old, has embraced the game he loved as a kid, even though he might have been a better football player than baseball.
You know, looking back at those times, I am so thankful that I had athletics. Athletics kept me out of a lot of trouble. Don't believe me, I still got into a lot of trouble.
Well, he wanted to play all the time. He didn't want to be left out at any time. He was always into something.
He knows his baseball. That's all it is. Baseball was his mind of doing things, baseball. Even when he was a little guy, but everything was baseball.
He had offers to go to college in football and in baseball. I mean, he was all league in football. He was all county in football, all county in basketball, all county in baseball. Went to the state meet and track. I mean, the guy could do anything. So it was just a matter of what he wanted to do.
Move your feet. You're big enough to swing yourself now.
This is Jim Fergosi's life away from the ballpark. Tarpon Springs, Florida is home. During the season, he rarely sees this beautiful home or his 2 young kids. Jim and wife Joni are expecting another child shortly. The Phillies skipper also has 2 older children. His life for 7 months out of the year is devoted to the game he loves so dearly.
I'm at the ballpark at noon, and most of the time I leave there at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We devote so much time to the game of baseball that you can get so wrapped up in it that you forget everything else exists. And I've learned a lesson about that you really can't do it 24 hours a day. Maybe 15, but not 24.
In Philadelphia, they tend to be very critical. How do you handle the criticism?
I have been successful as a player. I have been lousy as a player. I know what it is to be booed as a player. And your whole career is a series of ups and downs, and it doesn't make any difference. Managing is the same way. A team will take on somewhat of your personality. So you as an individual, if you have a lot of ups and downs, your team's going to have it. And you can't let anybody see that anything's bothering you.
What type of player do you enjoy managing?
To me, Darren Dalton, there's nobody like him. He's pure Philly. He is the leader, and he is the leader in that clubhouse. And he is one guy that I have a great deal of admiration and respect for. There's probably been 3 players in all the years that I have managed that I have really personally disliked. And I think the biggest part of my job was that those players did not know that. I think that's the key to success.
What was it about those players? They didn't play hard?
No. I thought they were selfish.
A week after we interviewed Fergosi's parents, Archie and Margaret, Jim's mother suddenly passed away. We showed some of that interview in the piece after receiving permission from the Phillies skipper. All of us at PHL 17 send our condolences to the Fergosi family. Well, time for our minor league report. Down in Clearwater, outfielder Wendell McGee is on a torrid pace. In fact, he is batting .361 in single A right now. He leads the, well, actually third in the Florida League right now, but he leads the league in hits and 10 extra base hits. But coming out of high school in Hattiesburg High School in Mississippi, McGee was a top football prospect. 3 years later, he was the Phillies' 12th round draft pick and now a promising star.
If I can get better each year, I'm accomplishing my goals. If I feel like I'm getting better, then I feel like that I'll be moved up. So just getting better is the main goal of mine.
So how has life in the minor leagues been so far for Wendell?
It wasn't as bad as I thought everybody was telling me in college that it was going to be. And I tell them that bus trips are about the same as college, and the fellas are real cool to be with, and it's just fun just coming out to the yard every day and just playing ball and get paid for it. Baseball is love. It's love of my life right now.
Yeah, one other minor league note, former first-round draft pick pitcher Wayne Gomes injured his right abductor on Thursday night. The strain will force him to miss a start for Reading. Let's take a look at the Defensive Play of the Week, brought to you by Hoover. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. Montreal, Sean Berry robs the Phil's Kevin Stocker of a bunt single on Thursday afternoon. And coming up, baseball writer Peter Pasquarelli and a conversation with ace reliever Heathcliff Slocum.
Now people say, well, what's your name? I go, Heath. And they'll say, what, Heath? You know, no, Heath with H, you know. So I said, well, just tell them Heathcliff. You know, they'll remember that.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
Yeah, I was able to help a little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
It was a really nice little housewarming gift. I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things that need to be fixed up, like
Nationwide is on your side.
My Resorts has Atlantic City's most exciting... No talking about Atlantic City on television. Okay, Resorts has a great... I was only going to say restaurants. Like Capriccio, Le Palais, entertainment in the Superstar Theater, and our spacious with hundreds of... and brutal Our innings the best.
As a rule, Peterson's four-wheel and off-road magazine chooses a different truck each year as their 4x4 of the year. Of course, we all know how Dodge Ram feels about rules. Dodge Ram, the first ever 2 years in a row 4x4 of the year. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm Neil Hartman. Joining us now is Peter Pasquarelli, a baseball writer. And Peter, all major league teams must reduce their expanded post-strike roster from 28 to 25 after Monday's games. What do you see the Phillies doing?
Well, I think the Phillies, it's fairly obvious. Mike Lieberthal will probably go down. Mike Williams, who's been rarely used, will likely go down, and then it will come back to either probably Andy Carter or Kyle Abbott. And I think the thinking is that right now it's Andy Carter because Kyle Abbott's ability to go 4 or 5 innings at a time makes him a little bit valuable in that bullpen.
Teams have kept additional pitchers, but now we're finding that they're kind of getting an idea with their rotation now, and they can let go some of those pitchers.
Well, they let go of pitchers, but there's some interesting situations developing. San Diego could be getting rid of Fernando Valenzuela, and that would be a significant thing in the sense that it could be the end of Valenzuela's career. In Boston, there's been a lot of talk they may release Wes Chamberlain, former Philly, of course. They're getting back Zane Smith, they're getting back Roger Clemens, and, you know, they're pretty loaded in the outfield. So, you know, there's some good names. The Yankees have a tough decision to make in terms of disabling Paul O'Neill, who they've been able to carry during an injury period because they didn't have to make a roster move. Now they have to make a roster move, and it could affect some guys in that way.
Some other developments in baseball this week. The owners met in Chicago. What developed there?
Well, nothing particularly. They said they were worried about attendance. I guess that shows you those owners are really on top of things, Neil. But in the background, there was a couple of things going on. They're talking about getting the labor talks started again. And I think there's a real division between the owners about who negotiates for them and how they negotiate as the coming months progress. And I think everyone agrees, no matter what side of the issue, they need an agreement to really turn the page in all this unpleasantness. But I don't think the owners really have a set strategy yet on how they're going to proceed with the players. The other interesting thing out of those meetings was a lot of talk that the California Angels are close to being sold, and contrary to rumors about Peter Ueberroth, who the former commissioner is supposedly putting a group together, from what I've been told, the group now that may come in and buy the California Angels is none other than the Disney Corporation.
Wow.
So that's something to watch for in Anaheim.
Well, they've been successful in hockey, so certainly I think Major League Baseball might be happy to have Disney involved in baseball. Let's talk just briefly about the two teams that have really surprised everybody in the National League. One, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the other, the Colorado Rockies. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised by the Phillies. I'm surprised somewhat by the Rockies in that they've just blown away people here early. I thought they'd have a little bit of problems with pitching, and they're not having them as yet. The Phillies don't surprise me. I've liked the Phillies ever since I saw them in Florida. It's a great mix, good chemistry. They have a good bullpen. The defense is much improved. And, you know, it comes down to starting pitching for both them and Colorado. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But what I think is interesting, especially in the Phillies' case, is that it's a wide-open division. Atlanta has a lot of problems, more problems than I think people thought. That makes the division wide open, and it's anyone's theirs for the taking.
You mentioned the bullpen with the Phillies. Heathcliff Slocum. Are you surprised by his start? Because he's been terrific in the bullpen.
You know, I remember when they first brought him up in Chicago several years ago, and Jim Fry was the general manager, and Don Zimmer was the manager, and they both said, watch this guy. He has unbelievable stuff, throws sliders 88, 90 miles an hour, has a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And Slocum's problem all along has been keeping the ball down in the strike zone. Working with Johnny Padres, getting his delivery and his mechanics ironed out, he's suddenly taking that stuff down in the strike zone where he's really effective, and he's become a dominant relief pitcher. Whether it lasts or not, who knows, but certainly here in the first month, Heathcliff Slocum is a big reason why Phillies are the surprise team in the National League.
All right, Peter Pasquarelli, thank you very much. You know, this week I had an opportunity to talk to none other than Heathcliff Slocum, who has certainly surprised a lot of Philly fans because he is now the top closer, at least in the early part of the season in the National League. And he patterns himself after former teammate Lee Arthur Smith, who's now playing with the California Angels. Here's Heathcliff Slocum.
Well, everybody wanted to be like Dwight Gooden. You know, I wanted to be like Lee Smith, just big, intimidating, but yet, guy's quiet, got his own, you know, nice demeanor, calm, you know, great guy off the field, you know, just, you know, something like that. You know, you watch people like that, you know, on the field, and you go, well, how is he off the field, you know? And the guy is just the same.
The start that you've gotten off to, Are you surprised at how well you're pitching?
No, no, not really. No, and I don't want to sound, overconfident or cocky or anything. I think it's just that all it is, it's like all those times that's just working out in the off season. Now you're seeing some results, and I felt like I've worked hard, and now it's time for me to show it.
Does it take time to be a good closer?
It's something that you learn as you go, and I think what was good for me is just being in that setup position, going 2 innings at a time, building up endurance, facing a lot of hitters, and especially having someone to learn from, also like
You talked about Doug Jones.
Oh, yeah, definitely like Doug Jones, just he had that quiet demeanor, but, so it was real good. It's definitely something I can relate to.
You know who also doesn't talk a lot is Johnny Padres, but when he talks, you know it, right?
Pods, he's a great guy, a great teacher. He's somebody you can definitely relate to. He breaks it down to you. You have fun, you take care of business. I'm just glad I'm here, just learning from him. It's just still so early. We're May. It's a different story if we're talking about November after World Series. Then you can go, finally. But I don't get caught up in all the hype. You can't. You're a reliever. You live off your last performance.
Nice man who Philly fans are certainly glad to have, Heathcliff Slocum, as their closer this year. Tomorrow the Phillies head to Miami for a 3-game series with the Marlins. Tyler Green will try to pick up his 3rd win of the season on Monday. The former #1 draft pick out of Wichita State has so far gotten the job done.
The more that you feel like you belong here, the better off, the more relaxed you are when you're throwing, the more you feel like you can get the hitters out, and I think that's definitely a plus.
Here's the probable starters for the Marlins series. The first 2 games, by the way, are on PHL 17. John Burkett, the free agent pickup for the Marlins, against Tyler Green. And then it will be David Weathers and Michael Mims. We'll see how Michael Mims responds after that poor outing on Thursday afternoon at the Vet. And then it will be Mark Gardner against the Phillies ace, Curt Schilling. Next weekend, the Phillies are back home against the Mets. And on next Sunday's pregame show, we will bring you part 2 of our Jim Fregosi feature on the skipper's successful baseball career.
When I signed a professional contract when I was 17 years old, I went to spring training. I thought I'd be in the big leagues in 2 months. Honestly, I thought, until I got down there and saw how many good players there were.
So more on Jim Fregosi's career both as a player and a manager. That's next Sunday on the pregame show. Well, stay tuned for Phillies baseball next from the Astrodome. I'm Neil Hartman. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Enjoy the game on PHL 17.
The pregame show was brought to you by Hoover. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. Now stay tuned for Phillies baseball.
Mamas and papas, sisters, brothers too. Day's a long time and short for all you gotta do. Day and night, it's always right, it's everything a meal should be. Everybody needs a little KFC. It's a smile you can see, it's everything a meal should be. Everybody needs a little KFC.
It's everything a meal should be, and only $12.99. Now get a whole Colonel's Rotisserie Gold Chicken, your choice of 3 large side items and 4 biscuits for just $12.99.
History has proven the Accord to be a sound investment. For a limited time, we're making it sound even better. Save $900 on an option package that includes a Honda 6-disc CD changer and a Honda in-dash cellular phone. But these specially equipped Accord EXs are limited, so see your Honda dealer soon. Because if history is any judge, these Accords won't be around very long. Also for a limited time, 2.9% financing on the Accord EX.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me. Nobody does it like you, puts it all together better to make it easy. Nobody does it like you, Hoover, nobody. it like you.
When your mom's in love with a lady.
I don't think it's wrong.
On the next Charles Perez.
Tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everyone, from the Astrodome in Houston. Welcome to Phillies baseball. This afternoon, the final game of the series, the Phils and the Houston Astros. And a happy Mother's Day to all moms watching today. Harry Callis, along with Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser. Going for the Phillies will be Paul Quantrill. And on the mound for Houston, a young left-hander, Mike Hampton. As we look at the standings in the National League East, the Phillies have a 2.5-game lead over Montreal, and the Phillies have the best record in all of baseball. 12-4. Whitey, coming out of spring training, you knew the Phillies had a pretty good offensive ball club, pretty good defensive ball club, but who'd have thunk they'd be 12-4 right now?
Yeah, everybody wondered about their pitching, and I even wondered a little bit about their defense, but, you know, they had a new left fielder in Jeffries. They had Hollins moving over to first. Nobody really knew how they were going to work out, but that has been a good move, especially for Hollins. The pitching, though, has really surprised me. I mean, I thought it would be a disaster coming out of spring training, but it's really worked out well, and I hope they can keep that up.
Phillies lead the National League in team defense, second in the NL in staff ERA, behind only the Cubs. And, Andy, how about that bullpen?
Bullpen's done a great job, Harry. It looked like that was going to be maybe one of the team's Achilles' heels, but Heathcliff Slocum has stepped right in to be the closer. He's 7 for 7 in save situations. And here's a guy who had never really closed before this year, and until you try a guy in that role, you never really know whether he can do it or not. So I think everybody very happy with what he's done so far.
Phil's trying to sweep this series in the Astrodome. The Phillies have really played excellently on the road. It'll be Paul Quantrill against Mike Hampton. Back with the starting lineups after these messages.
Phillies baseball is brought to you in part by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By the all-new Chevy Blazer, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. Test drive it at your local Chevy dealer. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 57 years, the health insurance company you can lean on. The Bud Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Ooh, they're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
What's wrong with her?
Make it a Bud Light.
We could use another bathroom, but I really had my heart set on a new kitchen. Until the furnace went. But instead of putting everything on hold, I got a Mellon PSFS line of credit. We'll be okay. I got the money I needed, even a little extra, for other important things.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
This Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited is loaded with standard features. Not like this new Chevy Blazer LT. Hey, this Jeep's got a 4-liter 6, driver's side airbag, and 4-speed automatic. Ditto. And the Blazer LT has more leg room, a 4.3-liter V6, and the exclusive driver control system. I'll bet you pay for that. Blazer LT's $4,700 less. $4,700 less? Oh! Looks like you're on shade ground. Experience the new Blazer firsthand. Test drive one at your local Chevy Geo dealer.
From the Astrodome in Houston, the singing of our national anthem. Third and final game of this series with the Houston Astros. The Phillies move from here to Florida for a 3-game set with the Marlins. And the Phillies trying to sweep this series. The last time Houston was swept at home was in '93. Late July, early August of '93. Atlanta beat them a 3-game series. And, of course, the Phillies swept the series here that same year, the first series of the season. Sweeping the Astros right here at the Dome. Jim Fregosi taking the lineup card out for the Phils. Chatting with the arbiters. And the Phillies continuing to enjoy great success on the road.
Well, they've won twice as many games here this year as they did all of last year. They didn't win any here.
Now, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
with a chance.
1995 Houston
It's
Astros.
always tough to sweep in this ballpark, though. I'll tell you, this is hard place to win ball games.
Houston Astros now taking the field behind their young left-hander Mike Hampton. He's just 22 years of age, the youngest player on the Houston team. And Jim Fregosi. Paul Quantrill going for the Phillies.
Kid was a pretty good high school athlete in Florida.
Around the horn for the
Hampton.
Astros this afternoon at first base, Jeff Bagwell.
Jim Fregosi starting lineup for the Phillies this afternoon. We'll have Lenny Dykstra, center fielder, leading off. Mickey Morandini, second base, bats second. Greg Jeffries, the left fielder, hitting third. Dave Hollins at first base, bats fourth. Charlie Hayes, third baseman, hitting fifth. Dave Gallagher will be in right field today. He'll bat sixth. Lenny Webster catching, hitting seventh. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, bats eighth, and batting ninth and pitching Paul Quantrill. That lineup facing Mike Hampton.
Now, this kid in high school was an all-state football player, an all-state baseball player, and an all-state wrestler. Nobody wants to charge him on the mound.
Comes out of Homosassa, Florida. Defensively behind Hampton, it'll be Dave Magadan at third base. Andy Stankiewicz at shortstop today. Craig Biggio at second and Jeff Bagwell at first. Tony Eusebio will catch. In the outfield, it'll be Luis Gonzalez in left, Eric Bell in center, and James Mouton in right. Umpires for this afternoon's game will be Charlie Relaford behind the plate. Brian Gorman at first base, Harry Wendelstad at second, and Randy Marsh at third. Happy Mother's Day to all moms watching this afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. Mother's Day wishes to Louise Hunsberger of Percy. Her children Sharon, Eugene, and Rodney are here at the Astrodome.
And a happy 83rd birthday to Harry Keller up in Cram's Health Care Center in Milton, PA. 83 today.
Lenny Dykstra will lead it off. Dykstra hitting at .258. Been on base in every game this year except one by either a hit or a walk. Hampton, they say, throws a lot of sliders. He was an original 6th round draft pick of Seattle in the June '90 draft. He came to the Astros along with Mike Felder in a deal that sent Eric Anthony to Seattle in December of '93. Two straight sliders missing. 2 balls and no strikes. He's 1-1 this year, a 1.50 ERA. Lost to Colorado in a tough one, 2-1. Beat St. Louis 9-4. 2 balls and a strike to Lenny Dykstra. The strikeout walk ratio is good. 12 innings of work. He has struck out 13 and walked 3. Balls and 2 strikes to Lenny Dykstra.
John Wojcik is celebrating an 83rd birthday. in Stowe, PA.
Fly ball into shallow left. Gonzalez cannot make the play. It'll be a looping single to left off the bat of Lenny Dykstra.
Gonzalez almost caught this ball. He's a good outfielder. He'd jump on the ball and couldn't quite get the leather down there.
So Dykstra is a leadoff base runner for Mickey Morandini. Mariano Duncan is still ailing with the quadricep muscle pull. It's improving daily. Morandini hits it down the left field line, but that'll be caught by Gonzalez. And Dykstra will head back to first base. So Mickey is out, one down. That'll bring up Greg Jeffries. Jeffries hitting at .254. Batting better right-handed than left. .364 his numbers right-handed.
Left fielder, number 25, Greg Jeffries.
Lenny Dykstra at first base, one out here in the top of the first.
Frank Wilby in Warminster, PA, on this Sunday, May 14th, celebrating a birthday. Also having a granddaughter baptized today.
Jeffries tries to butt his way out, and he does. A bunt base hit. Greg Jeffries and the Phillies with two men on base and one out.
Yeah, with Magadan playing back, that was a gimme if he got it down, and that's what he did. He's a pretty good bunter. Doesn't do it very often. He just dropped it in fair territory, and all Magadan could do is pick it up.
Brings on Dave Hollins. Hollins hitting at .291. Batting .429 right-handed. Tied for the league lead in runs scored. He sits safely in 8 straight games, batting .310 in the last 8. Dave Hollins is our Hoover clean hitter in this afternoon's game. Backdoor breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen's tied for 4th in the league in walks with 16. Wide. That looked like his changeup. 2 balls and a strike to Dave Hollins. Dykstra at second, Jeffries at first with 1 out. Slider down and in, 3-1. Hollins will look for a fastball to drive here.
Hit one over Derek Bell's head last night. Bell still playing shallow, though.
Yes, he is. He was frozen out there by a line drive off the bat of Hollins. Hollins is aboard with a walk, and the Phillies have him loaded for Charlie Hayes.
Phillies might have a chance here because there's an out. If they loaded him with no outs, they probably wouldn't score at all. They haven't had much success with that strategy lately.
Charlie batting at .264. He has 3 homers. He's knocked in 12. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the first. Slide Slider down and in. He's not throwing his slider for strikes. Hampton. Barb Brown celebrating a birthday today. Barb, 42 years young, plays softball in Harleysville. Birthday wishes from her niece Anita and from us. Base hit, center field. Dykstra scores. Jeffries is going to hold at third, and now they got Hollins, but he's safe at second base. Hollins took the big turn. He is so used to going first to third on hits to the outfield. And he didn't see Jeffries stop at third immediately, but was able to get back, and the Phils lead 1-0.
Yeah, Boa put up that stop sign in a hurry.
Number 17,
Oh, that was close play coming back. It's going to get a little crowded there around third, though, if he'd have kept going.
So the Phils have taken a 1-0 lead. Phils have led in every game in this series, and that's good for the Phils because in every game that Houston has scored first, they've won. They're 8-0 in games in which they score first. Got that breaking ball over to Gallagher. 1 strike. Gallagher hitting at .476. Change up wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases loaded, a run across, 1 out. There's a line drive to right field. It's caught. Tagging is Jeffries. Here's the throw to the plate, and Jeffries is safe at home. A sacrifice fly off the bat of Gallagher, and the Phils now lead at 2-0.
That Eusebia really had a block set up. Moton couldn't get the ball away. See, he ran about 4 steps. He should have come up firing. They probably would have had Jeffries because Jeffries was a late start. Didn't tag the plate going by the first time, but Eusebio didn't have the ball.
So the Phils are on top 2-0, and here's Lenny Webster. Lenny looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 12 after having a great spring training. He's got his first hit. A line shot into right center. Hollins will score. The throw to third base wide. Charlie Hayes goes to third, and the Phillies lead at 3-0 here in the first inning.
That's a good place for Webster to get his first base hit. In the right center field.
Phillies have scored a lot of runs, 2-out runs this year. 31% of the Phillies runs have come with 2 outs.
And an inside-out swing there by Lenny Webster. Sliced it over into right center.
Brings up Kevin Stocker, who's hitting at .205. The breaking ball over. 1 strike to Stocker. Phils have had a big first inning here, leading 3-0. Another breaking ball missing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Missed the slider. 1-2. Charlie Hayes at third. Lenny Webster at first with 2 outs and 3 runs across. Beats the ball foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Kevin Stocker. Fastball missing. 2-2 the count to Stocker. Beats the breaking ball foul. Stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He wants Stocker to hit that slider curve.
That's his key pitch, the slider. He throws a lot of them. This inning he's had trouble throwing them for strikes. There's another one, and that's grounded. Oh, what a great play by Stankiewicz. Gets Mike Hampton out of the inning on a great play by Andy Stankiewicz. But the Phils put 3 on the board in the first. Doing it with 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left after 1/2. Phils 3, Houston coming to bat.
Overall, it's the most powerful line of trucks on the planet. A line of trucks built by people who look at things a little differently. From the company that puts an airbag in every single one. A line of trucks that, from one end to the other, simply refuses to follow the rules. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
I like practicing my kind of caring medicine with Keystone for the Blues. My patients get the quality care and personal attention they deserve. They learn to stay healthy with regular checkups, and there are no claim forms. All this and Keystone's wellness programs are covered under the plan. Plus, I can refer them to the finest area hospitals and specialists. I'm pleased to be affiliated with Keystone. They encourage the kind of medicine I believe in.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
Take pictures of your favorite Phils from the field. Photo night before the Phils play the Padres. Saturday, May 27th at 7:05. Keepsake photos of Dykstra, Dalton, Jeffries, Hollins, and more. Call 463-1000.
Back at the Astrodome, we move to the bottom half of the first inning. The Phillies with a 3-0 lead, getting 3 in the top half. And Terry Collins starting lineup for the Houston Astros this afternoon. We'll have Craig Biggio, second baseman, leading off. Luis Gonzalez, left field, bats second. Jeff Bagwell at first base, hitting third. Derek Bell, the center fielder, bats fourth. Dave Magadan at third base, hitting fifth. Tony Eusebio catches, batting sixth. James Mouton in right field, hitting seventh. Andy Stankiewicz, the shortstop, bats eighth. Mike Hampton pitching and hitting ninth. That lineup facing Paul Quantrill.
Quantrill's pitched well, as you can tell by his stats there. This is his 4th start. Walked a couple batters in his last start. Something he rarely does is walk a batter.
Defensively behind Quantrill at third base, Charlie Hayes, Kevin Stocker at shortstop, Mickey Morandini at second, and Dave Hollins at first. Lenny Webster catching. In the outfield, Greg Jeffries in left, Lenny Dykstra in center, and Dave Gallagher in right. Quantrill, 26 years of age, out of Ontario, Canada, went to the University of Wisconsin. Craig Biggio, the first one to face him, hitting at .281. Biggio's hit safely in the last 8 straight games, batting at .429 in the last 8.
Tom Durso in Deptford, New Jersey. A happy birthday today.
Taps the ball softly. Morandini will have to hurry, and he does. Gets Biggio by a half a step. One down. That'll bring on Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting at .266. Tied for 4th in the league in runs scored with 15. Phil's on top 3-0 here in the first. Play, 1 strike to Gonzalez. Phillies staff ERA 3.61, second best in the league. Houston's is third at 3.64. Line drive hit down the right field line, heading toward the corner. Gonzalez will hold at second base with a stand-up double.
He might have gambled for third. Ball was rattling around that right field corner. That's a high changeup, and you don't swear you don't want to throw a changeup as high, but kind of messes up your defense too.
Brings on Jeff Bagwell. Last year's MVP was off to a very slow start, hitting just 164. He's had one hit in this series and 9 at bats. One strike to Bagwell.
Notice that Quantrill has thrown the first pitch strike to all 3 batters. And you'll see, looks like Houston trying to jump on that first pitch.
Missing with that one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We didn't see much of that last night. The first pitch strikes from either team.
There were a ton of walks in last night's game. Quantrill had no record against Houston lifetime. He's pitched just 2 games against him out of the bullpen. One ball and 1 strike to Bagwell. Outside, 2-1. Had a rip, and he fouled it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeff Bagwell.
That was a pitch that could have been hit a long way. That was, I think, a little mistake by Quantrill. Got the pitch up, off-speed pitch.
He struck him out.
Good fastball.
Good fastball. Second out of the inning, and that'll bring on Derek Bell.
Good fastball towards the outside part of the plate.
Number 14.
He threw that ball right by him. He'd seen all that off-speed pitch, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on his swing.
Bagwell is third in the league in striking out. That's the 22nd time he has punched out this year. That'll bring on Derek Bell, the center fielder. Bell hitting at 364. Guess time hadn't been called, and that's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to hit it out of the county and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to Derek Bell.
That's Bell's wheelhouse. On that last pitch he missed, he likes it up. That was inner part of the plate.
Low with it, 2-1. Good slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Derek Bell.
Good pitch. Down. It's a good pitch if the hitter swings at it. And Bell will do that. He's a swinger.
Struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Quantrill. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 1, 3-0 Phils.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
See that? That's where I'm going to start my business.
What about all those things you need to know, like financing and writing business plans?
Somebody's already helped me get through that.
Oh, accountants, consultants?
AT&T.
Introducing AT&T Resources for New Business. Now starting a business has just been made easier.
Yeah, they really helped me get my business off the ground.
It's not what you'd expect from a long-distance company, but that's the point. AT&T, for the life of your business.
My mom's gay, and it's gross, disgusting. I just don't agree with it.
On the next Charles Perez, meet children of lesbian parents.
I don't like the way she is either. I mean, I think it's wrong.
These children say their moms are living in sin.
Women should not be with women. Women should be with men.
Does sexual preference make any difference?
She's not a good influence. She's a bad influence.
When your mom's in love with a lady.
I don't think it's wrong.
On the next Charles Perez.
Monday at 5 on PHL 17.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. U.S. Air announces daily nonstop service from Philadelphia to Frankfurt, Germany, starting June 11th.
After 1 inning of play, the Phillies 3 and Houston 0. Upcoming telecasts of Phillies baseball include Monday and Tuesday night's games with the Florida Marlins at 7 o'clock right here on PHL 17. Paul Quantrill, the pitcher, will lead it off. Quantrill bats him left and looks at a strike. He has nothing for 5 this year, 0 for 8 lifetime. Tried to bunt his way on, bunts it foul, and will pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
No balls and 2 strikes to Paul Quantrill. Struck him out. First strikeout for Hampton. 1 down here in the second. They'll bring up Lenny Dykstra. He singled and scored a run his first time up. Well, on Sunday, May 21st, a week from today at Veterans Stadium against the Mets, Fanatic's birthday. As a part of the normal birthday celebration, all fans 14 and under receive a great T-shirt featuring the Fanatic, compliments of tasty cake. All young fans encouraged to come dressed as their favorite superhero. Come early and plan to be on hand for Fanatic's birthday celebration. Remember, ticket prices are reduced. That'll be the final day of reduced ticket prices. Lenny Dykstra lines a single to center field. He's 2 for 2. For ticket information, call 463-1000. We'll bring on Mickey Morandini. Morandini lined out to left field his first time up. Mickey coming into the game had been hitting left-handers better than right-handers. He had a .357 average against left-handers. Got Dykstra picked off. Lenny left too soon. And Dykstra is picked off. Hampton to Bagwell to Stankiewicz.
That would have been a great jump if Hampton had gone to the plate, but he didn't. And Lenny easily picked off.
Well, that's 2 down, and that'll bring on Mickey Morandini. Inside 1-0.
Well, they really play Morandini shallow in the outfield. He has a little sting in his bat.
This is the slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. See the outfield defense and playing him around to the opposite field. He taps it softly first base side right to Bagwell, who's right out the bag. Now the Phillies are down quickly in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Houston.
It's the best of Bud and Kelly on Darn Fool Kids Week.
We can't wait to see what kind of Prince Charming the little frog is going to try to mutate into this year.
Be there when Kelly gets her own talk show.
Today's topic, cute butts and the men they're attached to.
See Bud, the movie star.
Are you really the guy in Home Alone?
Don't miss Darn Fool Kids Week on Married with Children.
All this week at 6:30.
Oh, man. Look what you did. What I did? Just who do you think you are, man? Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Hello, welcome to Alpine Meats, home of the Stadium Dog. We sell hot dogs to Candlestick Park for the whole year. And the baseball fans eat about 8 times more hot dogs and sausages than the football fans do. They're very concerned about the hot dogs that they're going to eat. Yeah, they're connoisseurs.
Yellow bomb!
Almost picky.
Now for deep cleaning, the Hoover Steam Vac. Not a vacuum, it washes out dirt, yet it's easy to use as you're upright.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Dave Magadan leading it off for Houston here in the bottom of the second. Phil's on top 3-0, and Magadan looks at a strike. Magadan hitting at .268. Two quick strikes to Magadan. Just a little bit inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Setting up inside again. And he fouls it out of play. Still 1-2. Magadan played at Florida last year, signed mid-April. The Homestead, Florida free agent camp. Breaking ball missing, 2-2.
He wants Magadan to hit his sinker ball. The ball on the ground. Magadan doesn't run that well.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Magadan. Fouls that one down into the Phillies bullpen area. Bullpen crew did a great job last night in winning the second game of the series. Slocum, Harris, Batalico, and Borland only 8 earned runs in their 40 innings of work.
Boy, he's not getting that call in there now. Magadan gets more 3-2 counts than anybody in baseball. Had him 0-2.
High drive drive into deep right center field, and this ball's off the fence. Dykstra chases it down. A stand-up double for Dave Magadan.
That was a sinker ball, and he got it out over the plate. He's wanted to start it inside a little further. See, that ball came right down through the middle.
So Magadan at second base with nobody out for Tony Eusebio. Eusebio, the catcher, off to a good start, hitting at .452. All his extra base hits have been doubles. He's knocked in 10 runs. One strike to Eusebio. Missing with a slider, 1-1. This is the ball fouled on the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tony Eusebio.
Eusebio trying to move that runner with a ball hit to the right side, and I think some hitters really take away from their ability when they continually try that. You know, Eusebio's a wild swinger.
Line drive right field. Gallagher makes a nice running catch, and holding at second base is Magadan. Good play by Gallagher. 1 down.
Yeah, that's bad base running there. You got to be tagged up on that and get the third anyway.
Right fielder, number 6.
Eusebio hit it hard to the right side. I think Magadan thought it was going to be in there, but you can't think that when there's nobody out and you're on second. He knows that.
Brings on James Mouton, the right fielder. Mouton batting at .269. A bit high, 1-0. It's the ball foul, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to James Mouton. Magadan second base, 1 out. Bottom of the second. Phil's on top, 3-0. One ball and 2 strikes.
Been a good pitch for him, that sinker ball.
Quantrill coming over to the Phils from Boston. West Chamberlain deal. Foul past Matt Kalani, the third base coach. Still 1-2 to Mouton. 2-2. That's a foul behind Houston's dugout. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to James Mouton. Mouton, a 26-year-old, 7th-round draft pick by the Astros in '91. He has good speed. He's stolen 6 bases out of 6 attempts. Among the league leaders in steals. Dave Magadan, second base, 1 down here in the second. Dave Collins, second year as manager of the Astros. High fly ball right field. Gallagher toward the line, waits and makes the grab, and Magadan will hold on at second base. That's 2 down. And it brings up Andy Stankiewicz. Our trivia question of the afternoon is brought to you by Dodge. Rich, as you know, you hold the record for the most hits in the decade of the 50s. Our question is, which pitcher holds the record for the most strikeouts in that decade of the 50s? Stankiewicz has only been at bat 7 times. He has 2 hits. Came over from the New York Yankees in '93 along with Domingo Jean, a pitcher for Xavier Hernandez. Went to Pepperdine University in California. Well, he starts a lot of hitters with first ball strikes. That's a good way to pitch.
Yes, sir. That really helps the defense. Helps the pitcher. You know, you can work a little bit on a hitter when you get ahead of him.
In the dirt, a good block by Lenny Webster. Cincinnati leading Atlanta 3-1. John Smiley pitching that game for the Reds, and Steve Avery for the Braves. Just missing. 2 balls and a strike. Good fastball, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Andy Stankiewicz. Foul will come back and out of play. Still 2-2. Souvenir for that fan. Listening to the ball game on his headset. Two and 2 the count. Phil's lead 3-0 here in the second. Magadan at second base. 2 outs. Ground ball third base. Charlie Hayes in plenty of time, and that'll be it for the Astros in the second. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 2, 3-0 Phils.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry? Larry!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort?
A special allocation of America's best-selling car, Ford Taurus, means now's the best time to save big on a huge selection. Now get 6.9 APR financing or up to $1,500 cash back from Ford. And Taurus comes loaded with dual airbags, V6 power, and air conditioning, plus up to $1,500 cash back. But hurry, it all ends June 3rd, and so does your chance to get $1,500 cash back or 6.9 financing. So get to your Quality Plus Ford dealer and get the best Taurus deal of the year.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay? If you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the big artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
There's a big, colorful growth chart featuring the Fanatic for fans 14 and under. Compliments of the Middle Atlantic Milk Marketing Association. Saturday, May 20th at 7:05 when the Phillies play the Mets. Ticket prices are still reduced. Call 463-1000.
Photo night is always a big night at Veterans Stadium, and this year's photo night will be Saturday, May 27th against San Diego at 7:05. Gates open at 5:05. Come early. You'll be able to go down on the field and take pictures up close of your favorite Phils. Order your tickets now, the Phils and the Padres, for photo night Saturday, May 27th. For tickets, call 463-1000 or stop by any one of the local Ticketmaster locations. Greg Jeffries leads it off. He got a bunt base hit his first time up.
He could probably do it again if he wanted to. Magadan's still playing in deep there at third.
There's Magadan. A balls and 2 strikes to Greg Jeffries. One and 2. Beats the ball, softly foul, third base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Greg Jeffries. Phillies move from here to Florida to take on the Marlins. Tyler Green will pitch tomorrow night against John Burkett. Michael Mims and David Weathers on Tuesday, and Kurt Schilling and Chris Hammonds on Wednesday. Stockwoods won't get that one. He had a good play on a hard hit ground ball by Stocker in the first, but Jeffries has his second hit, and the batter will be Dave Hollins.
Playing Jeffries is a dead pull hitter, and Stankiewicz had a long run. He did get a little leather on it.
Hollins walked and scored a run his first time up. He has 20 runs scored already in the young season to lead the league in that department. Jeffries at first base, nobody out. One ball and no strikes to Dave Hollins.
If he keeps throwing that slider inside to Hollins, he's going to hit Hollins. Hollins is not budging a bit. Just missed him a couple of times.
Reached out and popped him up into shallow center. Derek Bell coming on. He likes the catch. Hollins is retired. One down. That'll bring up Charlie Hayes. Hayes singled and knocked in a run his first time up. Charlie with 13 RBIs.
Third baseman, number 13.
Second on the club, only to Darren Dalton. Dutch sitting this one out. He'll be back out there tomorrow night in Florida against John Burkett. Keeping an eye on Jeffries. Jeffries in his career has been a base stealer. Ground ball in the hole, a base hit to left field. Jeffries will hold on at second base. Charlie Hayes has his second hit. The Phillies now have 7 hits off Hampton. We're in the 3rd inning. Bring up Dave Gallagher, who hit a sacrifice fly to right his first time
number
up.
17, Dave Gallagher.
Two men on base, 1 down here in the 3rd. Breaking ball missing. 1 ball and no strikes to Gallagher. That's low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hampton has kind of struggled from the get-go, giving up 3 first-inning runs. There are the base runners. Jeffries at second and Hayes at first. Beats the ball foul. 2 balls and a strike. Our trivia question of the afternoon brought to you by Dodge. Why do you hold the record for the most hits in the decade of the 50s? Our question is, which pitcher holds the record for the most strikeouts in the decade of the 50s? Missing, it's 3 balls and a strike.
If it isn't Robin Roberts, it should be.
Robin Roberts was second with 1,516. One other pitcher had more strikeouts than Robbie in the 50s. A mean pitcher, Whitey.
not Magley.
No.
No.
Hard ground ball fielded nicely by Magadan. They get 1. They don't get the double play, but they get the force at second. Magadan to Biggio. Hayes is out. Jeffries moves up to 3rd. Gallagher at first on a fielder's choice.
Gallagher hit a bullet. Magadan handcuffed a little bit by it.
The catcher, number 27, Lenny Webster.
That should have been a double play ball, but it wasn't.
Brings on Lenny Webster. He singled to drive in a run his first time up. It was his first hit as a Phil.
Charlie Hayes hurting a little bit there.
I think he hurt himself in the slide, yeah, but he'll be all right. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlie in his career has never been on the disabled list. Got the changeup over the 1-1. Darren Dalton getting the day off. Breaking ball. Webster not happy with the call. He's in the hole. A ball and 2 strikes.
How about Nuke?
No, American leaguer.
American leaguer.
Part of that foursome over at Cleveland.
Well, that had to be. Wasn't Feller.
No.
Wasn't Lemon.
No. The mean guy.
Early win.
Early win. Wasn't 544 as Webster goes down swinging on the off-speed pitch. Second strikeout for Hampton. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We move to the bottom of the third. Phil's lead 3-0.
We recently switched health plans to Keystone from the Blues. Covers regular checkups, has an easy-to-use prescription plan, and it's affordable.
And Keystone let us keep our family doctor, Louis Hirschberg. During a routine checkup, he discovered a growth. The surgeon he referred me to found cancer, and I got the best available treatment.
Today, I'm 100% cured. Thanks, Keystone. Thanks, Dr. Lou, for a second chance.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
My dad was always there for me. This was my chance to be there for him. I knew we needed an extra room, but the money was tight. I couldn't have done it without a loan. And my Mellon PSFS banker came through for me. That's what family is all about.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
Hey, Phillies fans, what better way to show your support than with a PHL 17 Phillies removable window sticker? It adheres to any window by using static, not glue, so it can easily be removed at any time. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to this address, and we'll send you one for free. Only from PHL 17, the home of the Phillies.
Will tries his charms on a girl who hates him.
I would kiss you, but I just had a chili dog.
On the next Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Tomorrow.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. And by your local Dodge dealers. Come in today because we know how to help. Mike Hampton, the pitcher, will lead it off.
Leading off for the Astros, the pitcher
Throws left but bats right. Quantrill throws right but bats left. Hampton nothing out of 4 as a hitter. Phil's lead at 3-0 here in the third. One ball and 1 strike to Mike Hampton. Taps the ball foul, 1-2. Galani, third base coach for Terry Collins. Just missing, 2-2. Swings it into right field, but it's a foul ball. Still 2-2 to pitcher Mike Hampton. Phillies are home on Friday night against the New York Mets. Dallas Green and company will be in. Phillies' longest home stand of the year beginning on Friday night. Ground ball, short hop nicely by Charlie Hayes. Now, another thing about Charlie Hayes at third base is throws are always for the first baseman to catch right in front of him.
Right in front of his face. His
throws are always right there for the first baseman. Bang. One down, that'll bring on Craig Biggio. Biggio grounded out his first time up. Had a pitcher's duel at Boston today, 1-1 in the 8th inning. Jack McDowell for the Yankees and Zane Smith the Red Sox.
2-1 Boston, but Yankees just scored, and they're still batting in the ninth.
A ball and no strikes to Biggio. One and one to him. Phil's lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. He's getting all three in the first inning. That's tapped to Charlie Hayes. Biggio's retired. 2 down. That'll bring on Luis Gonzalez. He has one of the 2 hits given up by Quantrill, a double his first time up.
Number 26, Luis Gonzalez.
Two outs and nobody on base. Slices a foul, left field side, out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Luis Gonzalez. With a couple of strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. Does a good job of throwing strikes.
Sure speeds the game up too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only 3-2 count he's run has been to Magadan.
Right.
And he had him 0-2.
Still 0-2 to Luis Gonzalez. Down the middle for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There you see 35 strikes and 15 balls. High ball center field. Lenny Dykstra there waiting. Makes the grab, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Andy Musser and Chris Wheeler join you in the 4th after 3. Phil's on top 3-0.
The Bud Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Oh, they're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
What's wrong with her?
make it a Bud Light.
Overall, it's the most powerful line of trucks on the planet. A line of trucks built by people who look at things a little differently. From the company that puts an airbag in every single one. A line of trucks that from one end to the other simply refuses to follow the rules. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Silver moments from a celebrated past. Join us in this silver season as the Phillies celebrate 25 years at the Vet and begin to make memories for the next 25 years. The Phillies take on Bonds and the Giants. Tuesday, May 23rd, Wednesday, the 24th, and Thursday, the 25th, all at 7:35. Relive the highlights of the past. Live the thrills of the present. Call 463-1000.
Sunday, May 28th, that's 1 week from today. The Phillies, or excuse me, 2 weeks from today, I should say. The Phillies and the Padres, a big, colorful beach towel for all women 15 and over. This oversized towel features the Phillies' silver anniversary logo and comes compliments of Medford Foods. So make your plans now. Order your tickets easily by phone, 463-1000, or stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon, PSFS, Broad and Chestnut Streets. Kevin Stocker leads it off for the Phillies, who are ahead 3-0. Stocker was retired on, I would say, the defensive play of the game, that play that Stankiewicz went over into the middle to his left and then made the backflip to Biggio. That was a heck of a play, Wheels.
Yeah, it cost him a base hit and cost the Phillies a run. Would have been 4-0 in the first inning. They would have batted around. It fooled the guy running the ticker up here on the scoreboard too, because they passed on the sports wire that Kevin Stocker was safe on a fielder's choice, knocked in a run. It was 4-0. But we didn't see that game.
Talking about anticipation. Here's a ground ball. Another play for Stankiewicz. He's in the hole on this one and makes it for the out. Stankiewicz looking like a pretty good shortstop. Of course, they started the year with Gutierrez as their backup shortstop and decided that Stankiewicz could go ahead and do that, and he is now playing short.
And they got that Orlando Miller, too, also playing shortstop, who we've seen the first couple games, and he's an 8-hole hitter with a big man swing, and I think they maybe have seen a little bit too much of him for a while. He has to do something about cutting down on his swing, or he's not going to help them in that 8-hole.
Quantrill struck out first time around. We have the oddity today of a left-handed pitcher who bats right and a right-handed pitcher who bats left. Quantrill has never had a major league hit. Neither has Hampton. Hampton almost got one with that looper he hit down the right field line. Let's see what Quantrill can do here. No, not this time. That's the third strikeout for Hampton. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. And now Dykstra, 2 for 2 today. Run scored, and he was caught stealing on one attempt. And Lenny gets on. Seems like he either scores or he drives him in. Last night he had 2 RBIs in the ball game. He takes a called strike here, which he did not agree with. Look at him.
Yeah, well, they've had a little trouble both sides with Relaford today. Charlie Relaford can be a little erratic.
That's nicely put, Wheels.
Well, it's nice to have the regular guys back, and nobody's perfect.
Well, that's right. And some of their comments when the replacements were working seemed to indicate that they were perfect.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people do a lot of revisionist thinking. And maybe they think they were at one time. But they do a good job, and they're a part of the game, and it's nice to see them again.
Called strike.
I wish they'd start calling strikes above the belt someday. That's one of the things. You want to get baseball people together, and they say, you know, Lenny says, that's a strike? If you want to get baseball people together and do some things to make the game a little bit better, one way would be, as that probably was a knee-high strike, is to call a strike. And you could move a game along real fast because you get the hitters thinking swing the bat more than they do nowadays.
Grounded foul. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. When you see a game like last night's ball game that was 7-5, so that's not really a high-scoring game by any means. But you see that game take 3.5 hours to play, you figure, well, there's got to be some way that you can accomplish the same thing in less time.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the game taking a while, but there are certain things I think you can do, and to me that's my number one thing, you know, for whatever that's worth.
Well, you think we ought to go back to the balloon chest protector for the umps?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that really that's a good point, because when they had the balloon chest protector, they had a tendency to call a higher strike because they looked their plane of vision was higher. Now with the inside protector, they look down, call more lower strikes, and forget about the ball above the waist, and the strike zone is just too small.
And of course, it's something that just evolves over the years. You know, you have a meeting and you tell these guys to call a higher strike. It's going to take a while for it to happen. Grounder second, and a 1-2-3 inning. So the Phillies are retired in turn for the first time today. We go to the bottom at the fourth, 3-0 Phillies.
My mom's gay, and it's gross, disgusting. I just don't agree with it.
On the next Charles Perez, meet children of lesbian parents.
I don't like the way she is either. I mean, I think it's wrong.
These children say their moms are living in sin.
Women should not be with women. Women should be with men.
Does sexual preference make any difference?
She's not a good influence. She's a bad influence.
When your mom's in love with a lady.
I don't think it's wrong.
On the next Charles Perez.
Monday at 5 on PHL 17.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The Hoover Power Drive Cleaner. It's self-propelled forward and back with reversible drive wheels and fingertip control. The self-propelled Hoover Power Drive. It makes the cleaning so effortless, you might say it's child's play.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Sheridan encounters an unexplained phenomenon.
It was here. It attacked me.
Now, it's controlling his mind.
Delta 1 is launching.
On an all-new Babylon 5.
And a devastating earthquake traps Kane and Peter with a fugitive.
This is your last day on Earth. My son may be in danger.
On an all-new Kung Fu, the legend continues. Thursday at 8 on PHL 17.
A nice, long, fat 13-game homestand coming up for the Phillies. It all begins this Friday when the Mets are in for 3, and then the West Coast clubs come calling, starting with the Giants on the 23rd, the Padres for next weekend, the following weekend at the 26th with Beach Towel Day, and then the Dodgers, and one game appearance by the Cubs on Thursday the 1st at 1:35, a rescheduled game and a business person special. Call 463-1000 to order your tickets. Baggy pops it up. Morandini out, being called off by Gallagher, and one pitch and one out here in the fourth. Phillies ahead 3-0.
Phillies just want to get out of town before Bagwell starts going, and it's a matter of time. He is just all messed up. You can tell he doesn't have a clue, and he's swinging at pitches early in the count, trying to get it going. And when he gets behind in the count, he's very defensive and hitting balls weakly, and he has that look on his face like, wow, what am I going to do?
Yeah, you know, when you're in one of those things, you keep saying all the right things. You know, well, it's a long season, and, well, you know, I'll get it to you. But, boy, mentally within yourself, when you're talking to yourself and not talking out loud, it's tough.
Well, look at this. Just look at that expression. This game is so humbling anyway, and yet when you're a most valuable player and you're hitting 160, tough for him.
Derek Bell just tried to hit a 5-run homer on that swing. Bell struck out first time around. Both Bagwell and Bell strike out a lot. Bell has cut down on his strikeouts. Bagwell's are more than ever.
Quantrill has such a good sinker ball. It almost looks like he throws a spitter, and he doesn't. There you see his numbers. Of course, he hasn't walked anybody, hardly ever walks anybody. But his ball sinks so much that it fools hitters, especially right-handed batters.
Ground ball to short. Stocker's got it. Makes the jump throw to first in time for the out, and Bell is retired.
There was one of those sinkers, Andy, what we just talked about. I mean, when Derek Bell swings at this ball, it's in the middle of the plate. When he hits it, it drops so much he topped it. Last time up, he swung and missed it. Well, watch this ball sink. That's just a straight sinker ball. And look where when he starts his swing, he's got it. When he hits it right on top.
Yeah.
Such good movement on his pitches, and that's why Quantrill's so successful when he's down in the strike zone.
Here's the last guy to get a hit, Dave Magadan, as Quantrill right now has retired the last 9. Better check my arithmetic, the last 8.
Magadan walks so much that the umpires give him a lot of pitches. Kind of like Dykstra gets them, Hollins gets them, I think, at this point. Now, that pitch was a strike just then.
They figure that if he takes it, it must be a ball. He has walked 15 times. And he is up among the league leaders, which is amazing because he is in a platoon here, so he doesn't get up there all that often.
And he almost hit a home run his last time up.
Because Quantrill finally decided to make a pitch to him and let him hit it. Here he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Ground ball to second. Morandini plays it into an out. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Quantrill. After 4 today, Phillies riding a 3-0 lead.
Here's a look at this week's Mellon PSFS Financial Scoreboard, featuring our best CD rates. Call 1-800-MELLON-2. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Between the two of us, we had one chair, a lamp, and a microwave. And lots of bills. Even on 2 salaries, it wasn't easy. What we needed was a loan. With payments we could afford. Our Mellon PSFS banker helped us work it out. It made things a lot more comfortable around here.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELLON-2. 1-800-MELLON-2.
My customers can't wait to play the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Once in a Blue Moon.
Bum da bum da bum da bum blue moon. You saw us standing.
Sure, they can win the usual cash prizes, $1 million spin prizes too. But what makes this game so special are those $100,000 bonus prizes.
100,000 could be mine.
Something like this only comes along once in a blue moon.
Play Once in a Blue Moon from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Second baseman number 12, Mickey.
How they scored, and it's been the Phillies so far, scoring 3 runs in the ballgame right out of the chute in the first inning. Charlie Hayes a base hit and an RBI. Dave Gallagher sacrifice fly. Good base running by Greg Jeffries on that. And then Lenny Webster's first hit in a Phillies uniform produced run number 3.
That's how we stand as we go to the 5th inning. Morandini leads it off for the Phillies. Mickey is nothing out of 2 today. Mickey tested Gonzalez on a fly to the left field corner in 1 at-bat and grounded out to Bagwell on the other. Last night, Mickey had 2 walks, doubling his season's total.
This would have been a good day for Duncan to play, of course, against the left-hander, but Mariano is still bothered by a quad problem, so Mickey playing against the left-hander Hampton.
And he's been hitting left-handers. Biggio gets this ground ball and throws him out. 1 down here in the 5th.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that Mickey Morandini is going to be in a platoon with Mariano Duncan, because Jim Fregosi wants Mickey Morandini to play against left-handers. But at this point, Fregosi is a firm believer, and he uses his players as much as possible. And he wants to use everybody and keep them sharp. And one of the ways to do that is to get Duncan some at-bats against left-handers.
Jeffries, a little cue shot on the right side. Can the pitcher get over and find the bag? He does. Bagwell to Hampton. And Jeffries is out on a ball that had acted very much like a bunt.
Well, Jeffries was swinging first ball fastball. It looked like he got a changeup, just nubbed it. Bagwell's as good as any first baseman in the league, and Hampton very athletic, getting over there right away to make the play. Bagwell, from what we've seen of him in this series, he has not let his offensive problems go out to first base with him. He's made all the plays.
That's important for a baseball player to know, that he can still help his team even though he isn't doing much offensively. Here's Hollins, officially 0 for 1, but with a walk and a run, and they have been kind of specialties of his this year. Dave leads the league in runs now with 20 after that one today, and 17 walks is also up among the league leaders.
Bagwell and Hollins are interesting cases because both of them were moved because they were third basemen who had trouble throwing. And now they are first basemen who do not have trouble throwing. In fact, Bagwell's great at throwing, and Hollins has shown that he can do it just fine.
Well, Bagwell last night almost threw Stocker out on that play at the plate when Stock threw home. We watched that over and over again today on replay, and we realized how close that play was.
Yeah, I think the reason he was safe was because the catcher tried to drag his glove across the ground, to make the tag, and the glove caught, and it flipped the glove up a little bit, and then by the time he put it back down again, Stocker was in.
Eusebio fails to hold that one. The catcher last night was Scott Service. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hollins. Look at what Hampton's done today, and neither of these guys walk anybody. But see, now he does have 1 walk, and that was Hollins, and he did score.
Well, he's done a good job since the first inning. It's a pretty good little pitcher.
Gets his 3rd strikeout here, and the Phillies go in order for the 2nd inning in a row as things kind of settle in here. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Phils.
Choices.
We need them fast
to calm the diva down. She won't last.
We need them fast.
9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
It's happening now, but only until May 27th, and only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's their biggest Ford Escort sellout ever, featuring low 4.9% financing for 48 months or $600 cash back. Take your choice on every Ford Escort in stock. Get 4.9 financing or cash back on every Ford Escort 3-door, every 4-door, every 5-door, every wagon, even every GT. And that's before you get your Quality Plus Ford dealer's best deal. 4.9 financing or $600 back. But hurry, the Ford Escort sellout ends May 27th.
On an all-new Wayans Brothers, Marlon's new lady's got it all. Just ask her loving husband.
Please tell me you just rode out of here on a moped.
Then, on an all-new Parenthood, Nicholas faces a bully.
He said as soon as all my kids come in, he's gonna punch him right out.
Saturday on PHL 17.
Today's game brought to you by the Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Hoover, nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. And by Pico Energy, focusing our energies on you. Bottom of the 5th, the pitchers have kind of taken charge here recently. Eusebio to lead it off now. He lined out to right field in his only at-bat. Fouls it out of play. They've got their bullpen up, Wheels.
Yeah, they're going to get the bullpen up because Hampton's due to bat 4th in the 5th inning, and they're down 3-0. That is
looks like Jonesy.
Yeah.
When you get Todd Jones up in the 5th inning, that tells you something. That tells you that Terry Collins is anxious to win a ball game. Deep fly to center, but Dykstra's going to track it. 1 out. Quantrill has done the job. He's not given up a hit since the 2nd. They have 2 hits today, both doubles. And neither runner advanced at all. Let's pause here for station identification. The Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
James Mouton, the batter. They don't boo him, they moo him when he comes up.
Now, Mouton's a former Pacific Coast League most valuable player, and is a guy that's going to play against some left-handers. Plantier will play against right-handers.
One try. Charlie Hayes plays it. Wow. He got him. That was a really gutsy play by Charlie. You know, the safe way there is to let that ball go foul, which it would have, but Charlie sensed he could get an out.
Especially on a guy who can fly the way Mouton can. He gave it away a little early. His hands moved, plus Charlie Hayes was in, and because of the AstroTurf, the ball bounces up. On grass and dirt, he's going to let this go, Andy. But he got that big hop, and look at the perfect position he got in to throw. That's what was the whole key. I mean, he got his feet in perfect position to throw before he caught the ball, and he makes a play. Charlie's really good.
And he's having a good day. He's being tested on a lot of different plays today. For example, Stankiewicz, who's at the plate now, grounded out to Charlie last time up.
Charlie had the one game the other day where he made a couple errors. And that's it. I mean, for the most part, he's played super this year.
You know, you just subtract that Thursday ball game where he erred 3 times, and he's having a terrific year. I guess if you're going to have that kind of day, get it out all of a sudden, you know, all in one day like that, get it over with.
He had a 4-error game against the Astros at the Vet when he first came over to the Phillies one time.
Wow.
And he said he hit into a double play. I remembered the 4 errors. I remember him hitting it in the double play. He said after that day, nothing can go worse than that.
Right back to the mound. Quantrill, a good athlete, makes the play, and another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 in a row. After 5, 3-0 Phillies.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry. Larry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
Fans 14 and under get a free Fanatic T-shirt. Compliments of Tasty Cake when the Phillies play the New York Mets Sunday, May 21st at 1:35. Last game with reduced ticket prices. For tickets, call 463-1000.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Fans, there's still time to purchase season tickets to Phillies game, and you can pick from one of many different types of season ticket plans, the full season, 16-game plan, or Sunday game plan. And as a season ticket customer, you get many additional benefits. For all the information, here's the number for you to call, 463-5000. That's the Phillies sales office, and they'll tell you all the advantage of having your own Phillies season tickets. We move into the 6th inning here at the Dome. And Charlie Hazley's off for the Phillies. Charlie is 2 for 2 today. In addition to the good defense we were talking about, Charlie has come to life with the bat, 2 for 2 and an RBI today. Charlie has his average at 291. Hampton starts him with a strike. Hayes, Gallagher, Webster to bat here in the 6th. Phillies' last hit was in the 3rd inning. You and I have moved this game along, Will. Since we arrived in the 4th, there hasn't been a base runner for either team.
Well, these games have not moved lately, so that's good. And it's a pitching. I mean, both these guys are getting the ball over. I like this Hampton. There's a good change up there. The Phillies just got him in the 1st inning, and since then he's pitched very well. He cuts the ball well inside to right-handed hitters. He has a very good changeup, has a pretty good curveball. He's only 22 years old. They look like they have something in this guy.
Charlie fouls one away. Larry Dierker, the Houston broadcaster and one-time pitcher, likened him to a left-handed Larry Anderson because of that cut fastball.
There's Dirk.
He was wearing his uni, by the way. That's Bill Brown working with him. And, you know, they're wearing these old-time uniforms this weekend. Dirk's got his number 49 on today. Ground ball, 3 for 3 is Charlie Hayes.
That's going to get him close to 300. He came into the game last night batting .224. And then he got, what, 3 hits last night and 3 hits today, so he has 6 hits in his last 7 at-bats.
298 it would figure out to be at the moment.
Little home cooking for Charles.
And the Astros going to get that bullpen up again.
Well, the pitcher now is due to bat first in the bottom of this inning, so they would probably like to get Hampton through here. There's that game going to extra innings at Atlanta.
In for a strike on Gallagher, who has a run knocked in on a sacrifice fly. Last time up, he grounded out to 3rd into a fielder's choice.
Pitcher out there now is Dave Veers, a right-hander we saw last night. There he is.
Veers was in the game for an inning and a 1/3 last night. Phillies are holding a 3-0 lead. We're in the 6th. The hit by Charlie Hayes was the Phillies' 8th hit of the ball game. Here's a bunt try by Gallagher. The Phillies are averaging 9.3 hits a game, so they're ahead of schedule today. Still in all, some people would say, as good as the Phillies have been and as good as their record has been, the offense really has not quite been as productive as you might have expected it to be.
I think anybody who would say that is correct. The manager says it. General manager says it.
Two good sources you've got there, Wheels.
Not bad. There's one of them.
That's one, yeah. The other one's here, too.
Yeah, Lee's here on this trip. He's sitting in the back row of the press box.
One ball and 2 strikes on Gallagher. Gallagher has hit safely in 6 of the 7 starts he's had for the Phillies prior to today. And he's called out on strike. Strikeout number 4 for Hampton. Gallagher must have thought the pitch was outside, but it caught the corner.
Hampton either made a great pitch there or it was just a little bit outside. It's really hard to tell from the center field camera a lot of times. That's close. Maybe a little bit outside. I mean, I can't tell.
In steps Lenny Webster. Lenny was 0 for 12 when he came to the plate in the first inning and got himself an RBI single. He struck out last time up.
Lenny, when he got his hit, tried to hit the ball to right center. Just made contact, hit it hard. Last time up, he pulled off again, trying to pull a ball, and wound up striking out. He just needs to keep the shoulder in and drive the ball to the opposite field, and he'll get going again. This guy's a good little ball player.
Hampton concerned with Charlie Hayes, who has yet to steal a base this year, nor has he attempted any. And Charlie, in all honesty, is not taking that much of a lead. Pitch gets away from Hampton. Right now, that Astro infield is looking for a double play. There you can see the defense set for Houston.
Yeah, the count's a good hit and run situation, but the players aren't. Because Charlie, as you mentioned, doesn't run that well, and Webster's been swinging through too many pitches.
Breaking ball has missed. 2-0. Jim Fregosi was making a good point with you today, Wheels, on the pregame radio show, talking about how the score of the game dictates really what a player should do insofar as his aggressiveness or trying something, you know.
Yeah, and he also pointed out how with Stocker's play last night, he wants his players to do things. He likes to set an atmosphere for his ball club where they don't play scared, where they feel that they can do some things and no one's going to chew them out all the time.
Yeah, you asked him a good question. You said, well, what happens if Stocker would have been out on the play? So that's fine. He was being aggressive in that spot. We were ahead. I had no problem with that.
Right, and that's the way he wants his team to play. He wants them to be aggressive, and he doesn't want them looking over their shoulder all the time, worried about the manager.
The shortstop, number 19.
Only the second walk issued by Hampton. Stottlemyre with the stopwatch. Terry Collins, the skipper, to his left.
Guess he's got a pregame show to do.
Got to time those pregame shows. That's the same clock you use. That's a Chris Wheeler model there, isn't it?
Looks like the one I bought Whitey. Whitey's is a little more complex.
Featuring a brand new battery at this point.
He went and got a battery. He went over to Radio Shack in the mall the other day and got a battery. So now his shows are being timed perfect.
Yeah, but he chickened out that we had them install it.
Right.
Which I can't blame him for. I'm just kidding.
He said, you can't believe how hard that is to install. I said, did you do that? He says, no, they did it.
I believe that. Stocker has grounded out twice. Here's a little topper. Stankiewicz charges, has only the play at first. And it's over there for the out. Both runners moving along. Hayes to third. Webster to second. Now this would be a good time for Quantrill to get his first ML hit. Fans, remember that all tickets are reduced for games through May 21st. Box seats $5 off. Reserve seats reduced by $3. General admission reduced $1. Call 463-1000 to get your tickets for the Mets series.
Well, Hampton knows that he's out of the game after this inning, so you think he'll really go after Quantrill, who he's handled easily so far.
Yeah, Paul has struck out both times, and as a major league hitter, nothing for 10. It's because he came up in the AL. And this spring, of course, pitchers didn't hit in Florida.
He gets a little better swing off right-handed pitchers. He chokes up and he just tries to put it in play.
Ball and a strike. Yeah, he generally does put it in play. Now, he struck out twice today, but this year he had not struck out at all in his at-bats prior to this game.
We'll see. The left-hander gets it. His shoulders flying out against Hampton.
That's a good wood chopper swing right there.
Yeah. He's not staying in there real well against this lefty.
Ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, that's interesting by a pitcher. You'd think that he would go right after him there, you know. Got 2 strikes on him.
Yeah, he threw him a breaking ball.
Inside, Quantrill has a full count here. So at least he knows that he'll have something to swing at here, or he won't have to worry about it, and he'll walk.
Well, if you're ever going to get a fastball as a hitter, you're going to get one now.
"3-2. Fights it off in on the fists. Well, if Hampton is facing his last hitter, he's having to work hard to get the out, or whatever he gets. Phillies ahead 3-0 in the 6th inning. Ground ball to shortstop. Stankiewicz has it. Quantrill is out, and so are the Phillies. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Phil's up 3-0.
Want to make a Consumer's Digest Best Buy an even better buy? Well, right now, we're offering $1,000 cash back on every Dodge Caravan. Not just some, every one. Add in up to $1,100 in package value discounts, and you can take up to $2,100 off America's best-selling minivan. Or choose 4.9 financing instead. So hurry to the Dodge National Best Buy sale. Right now, current Chrysler Corporation minivan owners get an additional $500 cash back.
Who's worried about the air we're breathing? Who's controlling emissions and expanding the use of non-polluting fuels? And who's already decreased the pollutants in our air by more than 3 million tons a year? Who? People like you. People who live here. People who know what you care about.
May is an exciting month on PHL 17. Catch exclusive Flyers playoff action. And the Phillies are back. There's all new episodes of your favorite WB comedies. And all new Babylon 5, Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, Renegade, and Forever Night. Catch blockbuster movies like Back to the Future, Pale Rider, and Point Break. It's all in May on PHL 17.
Today's game is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. And by your Quality Plus Ford dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive the all-new Contour. Bottom half of the 6th inning coming up, and he didn't have a whole lot to cheer about.
No, the Phillies have had a heck of a weekend here so far, and still a long way to go in this ball game, but they're pitching very well today. Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day. We didn't say that on TV, did we? Happy Mother's Day to my mom Terry over in Cherry Hill. Nice talk with her this morning.
Leading off for the Astros is going to be a pinch hitter, Chris Donalds. He started the year on the DL. He was not activated until Friday. In this series, he's been used twice as a pinch hitter, and he's come through both times. So Donalds is a 1,000 hitter. The line on Hampton, 6 innings, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. 3-0 Phillies.
Todd Jones is back up and throwing, so he'll be the new pitcher, a right-hander.
Quantrill's done a real nice job here. Let's see, it's 3, 6, 9, 12 in a row. He has retired since Magadan's double. No walks. Astros with 2 base runners, 2 doubles, and they have not advanced either one.
There's Hampton. He pitched well. He struck out 5. What did he walk? 2 or 1? Let's see. He walked 2, struck out 5. There's the line on him. Did a very good, nice job.
And there's 1 out.
He's not the only pitcher that has first inning problems.
So Donald is retired for the first time this year. No, there's a lot of them. And, well, last night, little Braves lefty Glavine gave up some more in the first, but he fought through it and won the ball game.
And Quantrill stayed out of first inning trouble today, which has obviously helped him.
Biggio out on 2 ground balls. Biggio hit by a pitch 6 times already this year. Misses a high fastball.
His fastball, this is good a fastball as we've seen him throw a hard sinker ball today. Probably has to be in the high 80s to right around 90.
13 in a row retired. Strike 3 called. 3rd strikeout for Quantrill, and 14 in a row retired.
Perfect pitch.
Left fielder, number
Biggio
26.
he froze on this. I guess he thought he was going to get something middle in. Webster sets up and he hits his glove. Is it a strike? Pretty close. Sure, too close to take.
You bet. Webster pulled it a bit. I'm not even sure he had to. Luis Gonzalez, he has one of the 2 Astro hits, a double in the first inning. Last time up, he flied to center. Ball 1 on Gonzalez. He's the team leader in runs scored, crossing the plate 15 times. Last night, Gonzalez batted 6 in the lineup. Off left-handed pitcher. One ball, 1 strike on Luis, an everyday player. In spring training, they had him in right field. But Terry Collins decided, why make 2 guys learn new positions? Plantier and he were both basically left fielders. So it's Plantier who is becoming the right fielder here. Terry in his 2nd year of skippering these Astros. He comes out of the Jim Leland school of things. He was a coach in Pittsburgh. Here's a pop fly, shallow left field. Stocker way out. Jeffries takes charge, and the inning comes to a close. Harry Callis and Rich Ashburn return in the 7th inning, and it is still 3-0 Phillies.
I had it. You took it away from me. My customers can't wait to play the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Once in a Blue Moon.
Bum da bum da bum da bum blue moon. You saw us standing.
Sure, they can win the usual cash prizes, $1 million spin prizes too. But what makes this game so special are those $100,000 bonus prizes.
100,000 could be mine.
Something like this only comes along once in a blue moon.
Play Once in a Blue Moon from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
What did they say to get you to leave AT&T?
Heard about the big savings I can get you over AT&T?
Did they offer your business proof?
Not to worry.
Did they throw numbers at you?
10%.
5%.
No matter what they say, only AT&T guarantees competitive prices. Call 1-800-COMPARE for the facts. We're so sure our prices are competitive, we'll give your business 1 month's worth of long distance, up to $200 if you don't agree. So now you can say,
I'm switching to AT&T.
AT&T, for the life of your business.
Ticket prices are still reduced through the Phillies series with the Mets, Friday, May 19th at 7:35. Saturday the 20th at 7:05, when fans 14 and under receive a free Fanatic growth chart. compliments of the Middle Atlantic Milk Marketing Association. And Sunday the 21st at 1:35 when it's the Fanatic's birthday. And fans 14 and under get a free Fanatic t-shirt compliments of Tasty Cake. Call 463-1000.
On Hawkeye.
William, I've made it home to you.
Elizabeth's missing husband returns to the fort. Tonight. Happy Mother's Day from all of us at PHL 17.
After 6 innings of play, the Phils 3 and Houston nothing. Wednesday at 9, Jack isn't there when Jenny really needs him on Unhappily Ever After, only on PHL 17, the home of the WB. Todd Jones is the new pitcher for Houston, the 27-year-old right-hander. He's a hard thrower. Lenny Dykstra, the first one to face him. Dykstra's 2 out of 3. And the pitch is high for a ball. Jones always working from the stretch. Ground ball back through the middle. Nice grab. Biggio bounces the throw, and they got him. Great play on both ends by Biggio and by Bagwell, taking a hit away from Lenny Dykstra.
He really did. That ball was almost by Biggio. Came up with a low throw that Bagwell fielded cleanly.
Second baseman, number 12, Mickey Morandini.
Todd Jones appearing in his 8th game. Jones has won 2, lost none, an 0.0 ERA. He has 1 save. Only given up 3 hits in 12 innings now. Has struck out 9 and walked 9.
He won't catch that.
Won't get that one as Mickey Morandini singles up the middle. So Morandini is a 1-out base runner, and that'll bring on Greg Jeffries.
Number 25, Greg Jeffries.
Jeffries has a bunt single. He is singled and grounded out. He's 2 out of 3. All the runs coming in the first inning. Phil's lead 3-0. After giving up those 3 first-inning runs, Mike Hampton, who's out of there now, settled down. He worked 6 innings. Charged with the 3 runs on 8 hits. He struck out 5 while he was in there and walked 2. Well hit to deep right. Watch this, baby. Out of here. Home run, Greg Jeffries, and the Phils take a 5-0 lead here in the 7th inning.
The big one for Jeffries. That's his 3rd hit in the ball game also. But that was a big one.
First baseman, number 15,
that
Dave Hollins.
Scoreboard out there. Second homer.
So the Phils now lead at 5-0, and the batter will be Dave Hollins. First runs given up by Jones this year.
That's a good swing right there. That's a picture-perfect swing.
Jeffries has faced Jones now 4 times in his career. He is 4 for 4. Dave Hollins has walked and scored a run, flied out, and struck out. Ball's behind Hollins. Bills have a 5-0 lead, trying to sweep this series here in the Astrodome. Hollins aboard with a walk. And it will bring up Charlie Hayes. Al Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, is going to come out and talk to Todd Jones.
Charlie's hitting at .304 now after his 3-for-3 day.
And he started slowly, too. He was
way down there
below the Mendoza line for the first couple of weeks of the season. Bills 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Houston, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Collins a runner at first with 1 out. One strike to Charlie Hayes. Wide with him, 1-1. Jones last year for Houston won 5, lost 2, saved 5, 2.72 ERA, 63 strikeouts in 72 innings. High pop. Biggio waits. Hayes is out, 2 down. Now we'll bring up Dave Gallagher. He's 0 for 2 officially with a sacrifice fly. Phillies move from here to Florida's Joe Robbie Stadium against the Marlins. Tyler Green against John Burkett tomorrow night. Michael Mims and David Weathers on Tuesday night, and Kurt Schilling and Chris Hammonds on Wednesday. Back home on Friday against the New York Mets.
That's the way the crowd's been all day. Quiet and comfortable.
Don't have much to cheer about. Houston with just 2 hits off Quantrill. Magadan looked to second, didn't have a play there because Hollins gets from base to base so quick, but he was able to get Gallagher, and that will retire the side. Bills got 2 on the 2-run homer by Jeffries. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Stretch time at the Astrodome. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-0 Phillies.
On an all-new Unhappily, Tiffany's school may cancel her prom unless she gets the help of her sweet mom.
Oh, all right, I'll help. And if there's anything I can do, no matter how small, please just let me know. Well, honey, the truth is... God, Mom, that last part wasn't sincere.
Unhappily ever after. Then, on an all-new Muscle, Detective, things get strange when Kent finds his dad's diary.
Look, I'm a house.
Saturday on PHL 17.
This new Ford Ranger 4x4 is a heck of a deal.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's see how it compares to the Chevy S-Series 4x4.
Hit it. Automatic with overdrive. 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. AM/FM stereo. Reclining high-back bucket seats. 4-liter V6. Plus a bigger cargo box, more room inside, and it's over $1,300 less.
$1,300 less?
Do the math yourself, America. It all adds up at your local Chevy Geo dealer with America's longest-lasting family of trucks.
Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
Can you name the #1 cause of death for people under age 44? For this age group, traffic accidents are the #1 cause of death. The good news is that seatbelts have saved over 25,000 lives in the past 10 years, so be sure to buckle up.
Jeff Bagwell will lead it off for Houston, bottom half of the 7th inning. He has struck out and flied out to right. Fouls it down the right field side. No balls and a strike to Bagwell. And he has really struggled in the early going this season after his MVP year. Led the league in RBIs and in runs scored last year. Two strikes to him, hitting just .159.
Somebody will pay for that, I suppose, down the road. That wasn't, you know, you don't have a fluke year like he had last year. I mean, that was a unbelievable season.
Unanimous MVP. Oh, 0-2 to Bagwell. Ground ball deep third. Charlie Hayes bounces it intentionally and gets Bagwell. Well, that's one down here in the 7th inning.
This never ceases to be amaze me the way they use these AstroTurf fields. Perfect throw.
Yep.
One bounce.
Derek Bell has struck out and grounded out. Bouncing ball chopped to Hayes. Charlie just got Bell. He had a little trouble getting that one out of his glove, but he got him for out number 2. American League games played this afternoon. Boston edged the Yankees 3-2 at Fenway. Cleveland 2 and Baltimore 1. They're in the 5th at Baltimore. Oakland over Minnesota 7-3, and Toronto leading Milwaukee 6-3 in the 6th. California 5-1 over Kansas City, and the Tigers lead Texas 4-2. That one's in the 3rd. Dave Magadan was the last Houston base runner. He doubled back in the 2nd. Since that doubled, Quantrill has retired 17 in a row. Magadan 1 out of 2. Area walk, and Quantrill has been ahead of just about every hitter. No balls and 2 strikes to Magadan. With it, 1-2. Those leading 5-0 here in the 7th.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
He takes
whoa.
an awful lot of pitches that are good pitches, and he gets an awful lot of calls.
Fooled Magadan and the umpire. Inside corner, ball came back a little bit.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouls it out of play. So 2-2. Two outs and no base runners. Fly ball to the opposite field, deep, but Jeffries makes the grab, backtracking right at the rim of the warning track, and that will retire the side. 18 in a row now, retired by Quantrill. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the 8th. 5-0 Phillies.
Mike Schmidt.
Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Ooh, they're killing us. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down,
What's wrong with her?
make it a Bud Light.
Lean on me.
Healthcare, I'm confused.
End your confusion with personal choice from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. You're not required to sign up with just one doctor, and you don't need permission to see a specialist. Unlike an HMO, personal choice gives you the freedom to choose. It's backed by 56 years of experience from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Ask your employer about personal choice, the flexible, affordable health plan you can lean on.
You know, the apartment itself it's a small apartment. I'm not sitting here acting like it's a big apartment by any means. I remember I got a new phone, and a friend of mine saw it, and he said, "Oh, good, now it's like a real phone booth." You know, it's a small apartment, and I pay way too much rent for it. But I like the view.
Hey, umpire, I'm talking to you.
I'm just practicing right now.
Here's our Chevrolet game summary. Quantrill, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Retired the last 18 batters. Charlie Hayes is 3 for 4 with an RBI and 3 singles. And Greg Jeffries, 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer in the 7th. That's how we stand, 5-0, top of the 8th.
John Hudak is coming in the game. He is their closer, the 28-year-old right-hander, 200-pounder. Claimed off waivers from the Tigers in July of '93, and he's been a real find. He's 0-0 with 3 saves and 0-point ERA. 4 1/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks. And obviously needs the work here because they haven't been in the closing situation. Lonnie Webster will be the first one to face Hudak. Hudak was 0-2 with 16 saves last year, 39 strikeouts in 39 innings at 2.97 ERA. Webster 1 for 2 with a walk. 1 ball and 1 strike. No one up in the bullpen, so it looks like Quantrill will pitch into the bottom half of this 8th inning. 2 balls and a strike. Just a little bit low. 3-1. Good foul down the right field side. Full count to Lenny Webster. Another foul ball behind Houston's dugout and out of play. Still 3-2 to Lenny Webster. John Hudak on for Todd Jones, who surrendered 2 runs in his 1 inning of work on a 2-run homer by Jeffries. Line drive center field, base hit. So Webster gets his 2nd hit. The Phil's 11th, and that'll bring up Kevin Stocker. Stocker's hit into a fielder's choice, is twice grounded out. And Quantrill does indeed move into the on-deck circle.
You have to pitch him till somebody gets on base. Retired 6 straight innings in a row.
Foul ball at the plate. 1 strike to Stocker. Trying to sweep this series here at the Astrodome. Right off the high fastball, 1-1. Another high fastball, 2-1. Missing 3-1. Stocker looking down at Larry Boa, third base coach. Three balls and a strike to Kevin Stocker. Jerks a foul. Right field side, deep but way foul. Full count.
Pitch was a little high and inside. Jumped on it and could have had the walk.
Knocked down by Hudak. He'll try to get the out at first, and he does. Big up to second base is Webster. And we'll bring on Paul Quantrill.
Pretty good stop on that ground ball by Hudak. He saved the base hit and some more trouble.
Quantrill has struck out twice and grounded out. One ball and no strikes. Two to Paul Quantrill. Just a little bit wide. 2-2. Lenny Webster at second with one down. Him out. That's two down, and that'll bring up Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra's 2 out of 4. Robbed if he hit his last time up on a great play by Craig Biggio. At second base with 2 outs. One strike to Dykstra. Attendance here at the Astrodome today, 12,286. Missing with his off-speed pitch. Inside corner again. And not seeing eye to eye with Charlie Relaford.
No, he hasn't the whole ball game. Seems like the strike zone gets a little wider on Lenny. That's a good pitch there.
That's inside, and it's 2-2. Five nothing Phils. We're in the 8th inning. Tapped it softly to second. Biggio gets him. Now another good play by Craig Biggio. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phil's on top, 5-0.
This Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited is loaded with standard features. Not like this new Chevy Blazer LT. Hey, this Jeep's got a 4-liter 6, driver's side airbag, and 4-speed automatic. Ditto. And the Blazer LT has more leg room, a 4.3-liter V6, and the exclusive driver control system. I'll bet you pay for that. Blazer LT is $4,700 less. $4,700 less? Oh! Looks like you're on shaky ground. Experience the new Blazer firsthand. Test drive one at your local Chevy Geo dealer.
You work hard for your money. We work hard to help you keep more of it. You know, what you pay for a kilowatt hour of electricity from Pico Energy today is about the same as you paid 5 years ago. And you can rest assured that even though taxes or fuel costs may sometimes affect your bill, we're doing all we can to keep base rates right where they are until at least the year 2000. And that's a promise from all of us.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
Now high traffic areas clean up quickly with the Hoover Steam Vac. It's not a vacuum cleaner. It washes and extracts dirt and stains. Yet it's as easy to use as an upright cleaner. Deep cleaning, forward and back.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Bottom half of the 8th inning here at the Astrodome. Phillies leading at 5-0. Cincinnati 1-10 over Atlanta 5-3. San Diego still trying to win one on the road. They trail the Cubs in the 8th, 6-5. The early going, St. Louis and Los Angeles tied at 1, as well as Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Colorado at Florida will be starting shortly, and Montreal at New York, the night game. Tony Eusebio leads it off for Houston. 1 ball and no strikes to Eusebio. Hit to center field. Just the 3rd hit given up by Quantrill, and that snaps his string of 18 batters retired in order.
I think that Eusebio is just a pretty good hitter. He jumped on a slider there. Drilled it back through the middle. Hits the ball hard to all fields, Eusebio.
Brings on James Mouton, who is flied out to right and grounded out on a fine play by Charlie Hayes on a bunt. Charlie anticipated and made a great play on the ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The deepest that Quantrill has gone into a game. And Lenny Webster out to talk to him. Pitching coach Johnny Padres. And the Phillies will get some bullpen activity now. Norm Charlton will get up. One ball and no strikes to James Mouton. Toby Borland is going to join Charlton in the bullpen. Beats it foul, 1-1.
Hey, Slim, give us the ball and we'll talk to you.
Ball on the strike to James Mouton. Field. So Houston puts their first 2 men on base here in the 8th inning. Johnny Padres is going to come out and talk to Quantrill.
That wasn't too bad a pitch. It was a sinker that was bearing in on Mouton, but he got the barrel of the bat out in front there and hit it sharply.
Quantrill will stay in, and the batter will be Andy Stankiewicz. Borland the right-hander, Charlton the left-hander in the Phillies bullpen. Mel Thompson has moved into the on-deck circle to bat for the pitcher Hudek. Breaking ball, 1 strike to Stankiewicz. He's been up twice. Twice he has grounded out. Almost hit him. 1-1. Pulled him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Stankiewicz. Two and two. Struck him out. 4th strikeout for Quantrill. 1 down here in the 8th. Mel Thompson coming out to bat.
It's a good slider right here.
Your attention, please.
A little something off of it. Stankiewicz way out in front.
Thompson in the early going is 2 for 14, hitting a 143. As a pinch hitter, he is nothing out of 8. Inside to him, 1-0. Right there for a called strike, 1-1. him with a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a little shaken up by the backlash of the bat.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Take a cut like that and throw the bat. Didn't mean to, but
line drive hit to right field. Juggled by Gallagher. Coming in to score is Eusebio. Thompson goes into second with a double. Holding at third is Newtown. It's now a 5-1 game. They had Milt buried in the count and left the pitch out for Milt to hit.
yeah, it was an off-speed pitch again. He got it up and he got it in, so that allowed Milt to. They like to pitch him in, but with hard stuff. That's a changeup. It came back right down the heart of the plate.
Well, this will be it for Paul Quantrill. He'll be taken out, and Jim Fregosi will call on Norm Charlton out of the bullpen. No, Toby Borland is coming in. Borland, the right-hander, will come on. Great job by Quantrill, who lost his shutout here in the 8th inning. But he leads with a 5-1 lead, and now it's in the hands of Toby Borland. Pitching change for the Phils. Phillies lead the Astros 5-1. Back after these messages.
I like practicing my kind of caring medicine with Keystone for the Blues. My patients get the quality care and personal attention they deserve. They learn to stay healthy with regular checkups, and there are no claim forms. All this and Keystone's wellness programs are covered under the plan. Plus, I can refer them to the finest area hospitals and specialists. I'm pleased to be affiliated with Keystone. They encourage the kind of medicine I believe in.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
The revitalized, reorganized San Diego Padres come in for 3 games. 1, Friday, May 26th at 7:35. 2, Saturday the 27th at 7:05. It's photo night, and you can take pictures of your favorite Phils from the field. 3, Sunday, May 28th at 1:35, when all women 15 and over get a big silver season beach towel, compliments of Medford Foods, free. For tickets, call 463-1000.
There you see the numbers on Paul Quantrill, who at one point retired 18 men in a row. He is responsible for the runners on base. They're at second and third with 1 out. And Toby Borland is the Phil's new pitcher. This will be his 8th game. He pitched 2 innings in last night's game. No wins, no losses, a 3.55 ERA. He's pitched 12 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 9 strikeouts, and a lot of walks, 10 walks. Greg Biggio, the first one to face Borland. Strikes him with a breaking ball for a strike. Biggio is nothing out of 3, is twice grounded out and struck out. Just missed. One ball and 1 strike to Biggio. At the third base, Charlie Hayes backhands, throws Biggio out. Runners have to hold.
Yeah, the infield was back. That's about the only place they could have hit the ball that they wouldn't have scored another run.
Left fielder, number 26, Luis Gonzalez.
Well, Borland got his man. Jim Fregosi's coming back out, and he's going to bring in the left-hander, Norm Charlton, to pitch to Luis Gonzalez. And Toby Borland gets the man he's supposed to, and now Charlton will go after Gonzalez. Charlton lives here in Houston, just outside of Houston, a graduate of Rice University. Pitching change for the Phils. We're in the 8th inning. Phillies lead 5-1. Back after these messages.
See that?
That's where I'm going to start my business.
What about all those things you need to know, like financing and writing business plans?
Somebody's already helped me get through that.
Who? Accountants? Consultants?
AT&T.
Introducing AT&T Resources for New Business. Now starting a business has just been made easier.
Yeah, they really helped me get my business off the ground.
It's not what you'd expect from a long-distance company, but that's the point. AT&T, for the life of your business.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
Eighth game, no wins, 2 losses, a high earned run mark, 13-5-0. He's worked just 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits and 7 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. He has walked 5. So that'll be Shipley batting for Luis Gonzalez. Shipley is hitting .474. He's 9 for 19. As a pinch hitter, 2 for 4, including a home run. Houston runners are at second and third with a run across and 1 out here in the 8th. Phillies lead 5-1. Right after it, 1 strike to Shipley. Missing for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Shipley. Line drive, but it's foul down the right field side. 1-2.
Carroll hasn't thrown a strike yet, but he has 2 strikes on Shipley because Shipley chased a couple of bad pitches. Patience. Great asset for a hitter.
1-2 to Shipley. There's that 4th ball, and he bounces it up there. A wild pitch coming in to score is Mouton. And moving to third is Milt Thompson. It's a 5-2 ball game.
Tough pitch down there in the dirt. Armstrong should have shifted over and gotten his body in front of it. He tried to pick it cleanly with his mitt.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Called 3rd strike. He struck him out. Shipley is called out on strikes, and that'll be it for Houston in the 8th. They score 2 in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We move to the 9th. Phil's on top, 5-2.
We could use another bathroom, but I really had my heart set on a new kitchen. Until the furnace went. But instead of putting everything on hold, I got a Mellon PSFS line of credit. We'll be okay. I got the money I needed, even a little extra, for other important things.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
During the Dodge National Best Buy sale, we've made Dodge Intrepid an even better buy thanks to Intrepid's biggest incentives ever. Like up to $1,897 off, including up to $1,500 cash towards your down payment. Or select 4.9 financing instead of cash savings. So buy now, and Dodge Intrepid, the car that changed everything, can substantially change your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The revitalized, reorganized San Diego Padres come in for 3 games. 1, Friday, May 26th at 7:35. 2, Saturday the 27th at 7:05. It's photo night, and you can take pictures of your favorite Phils from the field. 3, Sunday, May 28th at 1:35, when all women 15 and over get a big silver season beach towel, compliments of Medford Foods, free. For tickets, call 463-1000.
After 8 innings of play, it's the Phils 5 and Houston 2. Tomorrow at 5, children say they don't like their mother's alternate lifestyles on Charles Perez, only on PHL 17. Bill Thompson stays in the game to play left field for Houston. The new pitcher is a left-hander, Dean Hartgraves. Hartgraves, a 28-year-old. Facing Mickey Morandini here. 1-0. Morandini has singled in 4 at-bats. Hartgraves appearing in his 4th game. No wins, no losses, a 6.0 ERA. He's pitched 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. Two and 1 to Mickey Morandini. Inside 3-1. Let's pause for station identification on the Phil's television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
Full count now to Mickey Morandini.
Heathcliff up again.
Yep.
Looked like for a while he might get a day off.
Morandini sends it pretty deep to the opposite field, but Milt Thompson backtracks and runs it down for out number 1. I'll bring up Greg Jeffries. Jeffries has had a big game.
Left fielder, number 25.
2 singles and a homer. One 1-0 to Greg Jeffries. Two balls and no strikes. Use it off the end of his bat foul. 2-1 the count to Jeffries. Hartgraves last year pitched at Tucson. He was 7-2, 3 saves, a 5.07 ERA. 20th round pick by Houston in the '87 draft. Change up, and he popped him up behind third base. Dave Magadan waits. Oh! It popped out of his glove, but he recovered it. And Jeffries is out.
He made a great recovery.
Yes, he did. That would have been a big-time embarrassment for Magadan.
Look at it.
First baseman, number 58, Dave Collins.
Here's the ball coming down from the top of the Astrodome.
Well, you know, they've played here enough with that roof through the years. Nobody should have a problem with it anymore.
Brings up Dave Hollins, who looks at a strike. Hollins is 0 for 2 officially with a couple of walks and a run scored. One ball and 1 strike. Turned it over, low and away, 2-1. Hollins has an 8-game hitting streak on the line here. walks for the 3rd time in the game. So he's a 2-out base runner. And Terry Collins is coming out, and he's going to go to a right-hander here to face Charlie Hayes.